Hello and welcome to Real Talk. I'm Gleison Martins.
And I'm Marco Cerritos.
So we have a great show for you today. There's an interview about Brave Make Film Festival. There's streaming suggestions, and also you have a good picks for the theatrical.
Yes, we have great picks all around, and we're going to start off things right with our theatrical pick this week. This week's theatrical pick is The Black Phone.
The papers call him the grabber.
I wish you wouldn't call him that.
You don't actually believe that story, do you? Because he can't hear you, and he doesn't really take kids that safe.
Oh, you goof. Well, isn't that just peachy keen?
You need some help?
You see that?
Yeah.
Would you hand me my hat? Yes, sir. I am a part-time magician.
Are those black balloons in there?
Would you like to see a magic trick?
I have an announcement to make. One of our students, Finney Blake, was abducted.
What if I could help the police find Finney?
The Black Phone is the latest horror film from director Scott Derrickson, who did films like Deliver Us from Evil, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Sinister, and the first Doctor Strange movie. This film takes place in the 70s and is incredibly tense and creepy. If that puts you off right away, I urge you to at least give this film a chance. Yes, it is creepy, yes, it is scary, but it is also incredibly entertaining. It harkens back to an era where horror films actually took chances. Horror films put kids in danger, and horror films had genuine stakes. Ethan Hawke stars as a shadowy figure who is abducting kids in a very small town. Again, a little unsettling, a little rough, but please roll with it, give the film a chance. A lot of child actors shine putting themselves front and center of the film, showing that, you know, kids can get hurt, kids can get into real trouble, and the real life consequences of that. So Black Phone, Ethan Hawke, directed by Scott Derrickson, is this week's theatrical pick.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to, I really liked it.
So, have you seen the movie Love, Simon?
Yes, I have. And it's a good film. I really liked it.
So it was a groundbreaking movie. Now, Love, Victor, which is the third season, just streamed, well, it's still streaming, on Disney Plus and Hulu. It follows Love, Simon. Have you seen Love, Victor?
I haven't given it a chance yet. I want to. It's on my list of many things to see.
I know, he always say this.
Eventually, I will catch up to it.
So Love, Victor, it's amazing, sort of love story, drama, teen series. As I say, streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu. It follows the Victor. I mean, Love, Victor. Victor, the character in the series, follows the device, asks for devices for Simon. And it kind of like pull back to the Love, Simon. That's the whole idea of the show. So there are 3 seasons, and I believe this is the third season. There's a close-up, so I'm not going to be a spoiler here, but I believe that's the end of the show.
I see.
Because there's an end to it. You know, when you watch seasons, you feel like, okay, that's going to happen next in the next season, and what's going to happen, whatever, right? So I feel like the third season, that's the end of Love, Victor. I might be wrong, I might be right, but that's my feeling. Love, Victor, the character played by Michael Cimino, have his challenges coming out at home, and then, you know, he is dealing with his sexual life, his love life too. It's a little bit of drama at school, at home, you know, with your friends. But it's a really good story. It's the way they wrote the story is just like, I don't know, man. It's cute. You know, it's like a cute story, but well produced, of course. And that's my pick for Hulu or Disney Plus. If you have Hulu, you're free to go. If you have Disney Plus, you can catch Love, Victor, which is a brilliant TV show.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
For our viewers who may have seen Love, Simon prior to this, do any of the characters from Love, Simon pop up in Love, Victor?
Simon.
Okay, so he's the only one in there.
As far as I remember, yes,
Okay.
Simon is back with a grown-up man. I have to look closely to the screen because with the TV because I couldn't believe it was Simon.
I see. I wasn't sure if this was just following a different set of characters in Love, Victor.
It is a different set of characters.
Okay, it just Simon's pops
It's
up for cameo or something.
Yeah, I mean, Victor texts Simon all the time asking for advice.
I see.
And then I think that's how they nailed the two stories, the movie and the TV shows together.
Of course,
which
yeah.
is a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Goes back. But I think people need to watch Love, Simon first,
Okay, before watching the show.
just to make more sense.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, from our streaming pick that is warm and cuddly to a very dark and sometimes depressing streaming pick, my pick this week for your streaming pleasure is HBO's Barry. Barry just wrapped up its third season, and third and probably best season. I was a bit hot and cold on Barry for its first two seasons on HBO, but from the jump, episode 1 of season 3, it's just a dynamic shift in tone and character that just immediately pulled me in the way, unlike seasons 1 and 2. But for those who have not caught up with the show yet, Barry stars Bill Hader as an ex-Marine who has come home with severe PTSD and a need to prove himself in the world. So he takes up a job as a hitman, essentially a hitman taking out other terrible people. Things get complicated. He decides to moonlight as an actor, and of course, things spiral from there. Obviously, I'm not trying to give too much away, but again, please give the show a chance. Barry season 3, in my opinion, heads and shoulders above seasons 1 and 2. But hey, if you've seen it, if you've liked seasons 1 and 2, this obviously proves that season 3 will be right up your alley. If you haven't, start with seasons 1 and 2. If you start to get discouraged, skip ahead to season 3. Season 3, amazing television. Probably the best series I've seen this year so far.
Wow.
Yeah. I was surprised more than anyone. I was like, wait a second. I figured I've seen seasons 1 and 2. I'll just give season 3 a chance. No. From the first episode of season 3, immediately hooked.
Wow. So usually when you watch a TV show, a series, you need to watch season 1, 2, and go for it, right?
You can.
For one. But I guess what you're saying, it doesn't need to because the stories stand.
It would help a bit, but if you're, like I said, if season 3 hit me so hard, so fast, that I am inclined to start again from the beginning and see if maybe seasons 1 and 2 just, hit me at the, if I just didn't vibe at the time with seasons 1 and 2, because that can happen a lot too, where, you watch a piece of media, whether it's a TV show or a movie, and you're just not in the right headspace to fully appreciate it. But, I'm willing to give seasons 1 and 2 another shot, and again, I love season 3 so much that I am absolutely inclined to do that.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and there's a season
yeah.
4 coming up too, so.
There's more to catch.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So now our guest is Tony Gapastione from Brave Make It Film Festival, which starts this coming week, Marco. So it's right next to your door.
Absolutely. I'm right next door, so there's no excuse for me to attend, and there's no excuse for you to attend. There's an online component built into it. So whether you decide to visit the festival in person in downtown Redwood City or jump online to see some of their films right in the comfort of your home, there really is no option to check out this festival and some of their great lineup.
And join us is Tony Gapastione, Executive Director, founder of Brave Maker. Hey, Tony, how are you?
I love how you say my name. You ask how I am. I'm in my 6th day of COVID, so I got it just in time to have like 10 days prior to the film festival opening night. So, oh, mamma mia. So I'm on the upswing. Not sounding myself, but I am happy to be here and talk about the film festival. Thanks for having me on.
Great to have you. And I know you're mentioning that you have COVID. You're on the downswing of COVID, but first off, I'm assuming you'll be back in person and back in action for opening night. Is that right?
Well, that's my plan. Yeah.
All right, man, because that's what we want you to do. We don't want you to be stuck at home on opening night of the festival.
I have been doing so much work from my bed. Shout out to our team that has been taking up a lot of slack, and we have been working, it feels like around the clock, texting with filmmakers and vendors and our sponsors, so many things, so many details, as you might imagine, looking to the DCP company going, we're missing a file. Oh my God. It's just been nuts. But it's happening, and we will be in person July 7th.
So one of the good things, Marco, I don't know if you went last time. Well, let's say I think the last time I went to the Brave Maker was at the courthouse, and it's amazing because people just get in, get comfortable, get your popcorn, whatever they want to drink or eat, and watch a good movie.
Absolutely, and it's also at the Fox, which is a beautiful venue. So I know opening night is absolutely going to be there. It's a great place to see a film. You've got Mama Bears as your opening night, yeah?
We do, yeah. The documentary was at Frameline. I think it premiered at South by Southwest, and we have one of the featured participants, Tammy, who's going to be there. And we're also partnering with another organization called Common Sanctuary that bridges churches in conversations about sexuality. Mama Bears is about parents. Their tagline is who reject church and accept their children, which I think is really cool.
I've seen it at Prior Festival, and it's a really good pick. So that's, again, to our viewers and our listeners out there, if you're able to make it, I would definitely recommend checking out multiple films at the festival, but this is definitely top tier and a great choice for opening night.
Oh, thank you. Of course.
So Marco mentioned the film festival. It's for the first time after the pandemic that it will be in person, but also there's some online as well, right?
Yeah, so, we're doing this for 4 days. The very first time we did it in 2019 was for 3 days. We decided to pick up an extra day, which coming back out of the pandemic, we're like, why did we decide to do 4 days? It's a lot of work. But we also, with 4 days, we still didn't have enough space to do all the films we had hoped to select. We had like 130 submissions, and we could only do 40 in person, but we invited the same 40 who are going to be in person, as well as like 15 extra, to put their films online. We have an online portal through an organization called in.live that is going to stream all of these selections so people can rent the films online, as well as we will having some special, panel discussions and live red carpets that are going to go live streaming too, right to this portal. So you can go to our website, bravemaker.com, and you'll see there's a button to watch the in live or purchase in live.
Is mask required inside of the movie theater?
So they are suggested. It is not mandatory according to our county, San Mateo County, but you'll see when you come into Century 20, there are signs that encourage people to wear them. One of our venues, the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, we have a VIP event with a special screening and discussion on sexual assault in the athletic industry happening there with one of our films. They are the only venue that does require masks the whole time, as well as vaccination cards to be checked at the door.
That's really good. So speaking of a filmmaker, you're talking about the details for all the filmmakers who are coming to the festival, and you have a movie of yourself.
Yeah, Last Chance Charlene. This is my first feature film. We are going to be screening it on Sunday morning, July 10th. So if anybody wants to see it, July 10th at 10 a.m. We just got back from Pasadena Film Festival, where I returned with COVID. But we just found out our lead actress won Best Actor for a feature film at the Pasadena Film Fest. So that was really fun. And then we're going to be at CineQuest in August. We have 2 different screenings in August with CineQuest, and then I'll be in Chicago in July. So anybody who's in those spaces, you can find out more about when Last Chance Charlene is screening at bravemaker.com/Last Chance Charlene.
Are you going to have any kind of like Zoom Q&A set up for the people who can't make it in person?
So we do. We have at least once a day. We have on our in.live portal, we'll have some live Q&A, but we won't be able to offer that for every screening just because of the limitations of our on-site production, broadcast crew. But to the best of our ability, we will be posting as much as we can from red carpets.
And just out of curiosity, we're in the Bay Area. This is a local film festival. How many of your filmmakers are bringing their films are from the Bay Area?
We have a good number. So there's 40 films that we've programmed, and we do have one whole block called Bay Area Filmmakers, which is our closing night block on Sunday, July 10th. We have 7 Bay Area filmmakers, but I think on top of that, in other ones, we have about 12 Bay Area makers, I believe. That's what I think.
Well, that's a good number.
It is.
Right? Yeah. Well, Tony, thank you so much. I hope you get better for the festival.
Oh, thank you. Hope to see you out here with a mask. Bravemaker.com, July 7th to the 10th in Redwood City.
That's it. So The festival starts on July 7th, runs to July 10th. More information at bravemaker.com. Tony Gapastione, thank you.
Have a good weekend, y'all.
You know, we still love physical media here at Real Talk. Like, I know streaming is the future and this and that. And listen, I like streaming stuff too, but physical media to me is still king. It looks better, it sounds better, and it's just, there's a reason I have a huge collection of DVDs, Blu-rays, 4K discs at home. And this week, I want to point you in the direction of something familiar and something new. And what I mean by that is we are recording this episode right before the 4th of July holiday. So instead of pointing at something that is brand new on the store shelf, I want to take a step back and point you to a couple of classic films that look amazing on 4K. And not just any classic films, but the films that I usually go to during the 4th of July. Some 4th of Julys are a bit hectic than others, you know, family stuff, friends, you got your barbecue going. But at the very least, I try to have these three movies at least in the background while I'm getting stuff done, because to me, they are perfect 4th of July themed movies. The first is the big one, the obvious one, Jaws. Jaws on 4K is spectacular. I mean, if you can see it any other way, obviously that's cool too. But if you're able to get your hands on that 4K disc, it looks like nothing. Unless you probably saw it at its first run, I couldn't imagine Jaws looking any better than this.
Wow.
Steven Spielberg's seminal shark movie that scares.
It's a good movie.
It still scares me going into the water. So I'm like, hey man, but Jaws 4K looks amazing. Second pick, Independence Day from 1996.
With Will Smith.
Absolutely, Will Smith, you know, whatever you want to say about Will Smith today in 2022. But listen, that film to me holds up. It's a seminal film from my childhood. Like I said, it holds up, and it also looks amazing on 4K. The third pick is a bit more recent. This is from a few years back. It's a really tiny indie movie called The Fourth. And it's a story about a down and out guy who literally is on a search for lighter fluid for his 4th of July barbecue. He's going from one place to the other, trying to find enough money and scrounge together a lighter fluid to get his barbecue going at his 4th of July party. So Jaws 4K, Independence Day 4K, and The Fourth on Blu-ray. Those are the three films that I'd like to point you to. Those are the three films that I will have in the background while I'm getting stuff done at my barbecue this 4th of July. So,
wait a minute. On the background,
well,
it's like music.
Well, yeah. You see, here's the thing. So I have them on in the background because I've seen them already. But I'm glad you said that, because if you haven't seen them, don't do what I just said. Don't have them on in the background. I don't know why I even said that. But if you have seen them, if you're a busy person and you don't have enough time to watch three movies back to back on the 4th of July, you know, something is better than nothing. Put them on in the background. You know, if you've seen these films before, you know what you're getting. You know Jaws is going to be amazing. So yeah, watch it. But if this is if you've never seen Jaws, you have 2 hours to spare, it should be at the top of your list. Independence Day, number 2, The Fourth, number 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would go with Jaws, of course.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, people are busy. We're all busy. I get it. If you have 2 hours, please give Jaws a chance. 4K looks amazing, but if you can't get your hands on that 4K transfer, Blu-ray.
You know, I remember the first time I went to Universal Studios, and you get the tour, and you see the lake, which is supposed to be the river or whatever, where, you know, the sharks come in. It was fascinating, though. It was amazing just to have that memory comes back about the movie. You know, as you said, I watched it when I was a kid too. So it's a brilliant movie to update, and it's fantastic.
It's one of my favorites. It's a seminal 4th of July movie. Yeah. And if I could jump ahead for just a second, I'd like to put this on your calendar. Jaws is actually coming back to theaters. Yeah, in early September. They just announced it. It's going to be playing in IMAX houses. So probably the best way to see it, not just in a movie theater, but on a grand scale with those amazing IMAX screens.
Do they update they add new scenes, or do you know anything
about it?
Not that
I know of.
Okay.
I mean, that could easily change, but as far as I know, it's just the same film we all love.
With the experience of IMAX.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be catching that movie on Cinemark in San Francisco. Before we go, do you have any more picks? No,
I
right?
think that's it for
That's
this
it.
week.
I have more movies to talk about, but we gotta go. But before we go, I was driving another day, and I was listening to, I forgot their names, but they were talking about the George Michael movie, a documentary.
Yes.
Did you watch it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering, and I tried to find out. Apparently, they only played one time in the movie theaters, and that's it. And so far, they're not talking of releasing on the streaming services. So I don't know. Yeah.
Do you think they might just, if the demand is there, they might bring it back for?
I
another
hope
run?
so, because
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, and I would like to watch.
Yeah, I mean, hey, keep me posted because
Well.
I like his music. I'd be up for it, but I know
Exactly.
it's just a very like roadshow style of
Yeah.
screening where they just bring it for a show one night. That's it.
Happy 4th of July to all of you watching us on Real Talk. Send us your suggestions of movies, DVDs, Blu-rays, streaming services, whatever it is. If you're a filmmaker, want to join us here or via Zoom, let us know as well at tips@newsupnow.org. And happy 4th of July.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Marco Cerritos.
And Glitzo Martins here, guys. Thank you so much.
We'll see you
Peace.
next time.
See you next time.